Hey guys, welcome to a Let's Configure OpenLM workshop. I'm Sagi. I will be your host for the next 20 to 30 minutes. Today we will be going over the OpenLM configuration. We will configure an entire system from, we'll start with the OpenLM Server, move on to the OpenLM Broker, and then also the agent. So let's begin. Let's jump right in. Now, if you would like to know a bit more general information about OpenLM, like reports and what do you get and benefits and all that, no, that's not in the Let's Configure OpenLM workshop. That is in the core core functionality workshop webinar, and you can watch our other webinars, which each one focuses on a different part. Now, this is more of a workshop configuring OpenLM. So basically, you got your license servers. You probably got 100, 200 license servers, who knows? Now, on those license servers, you have different vendors. Now, you might have MATLAB, Autodesk, CATIA, whatever. So on that license server, you install the OpenLM Broker. You install the OpenLM core on a network server, and if you want added functionality, you can install the OpenLM Agent on the workstations. Now, this is just for added functionality within the core product. Now, from here, you can use any device, any browser, and just watch reports, not view your reports. So let's see how it all works. Let's see how easy it is to install the OpenLM system. So first thing, you just need to go to the OpenLM website, openlm.com, and go to downloads. Now, you can download the OpenLM core, the OpenLM server here, then download the OpenLM broker here. You can download it for Linux or Windows, and the agent can be downloaded from here. So once you downloaded all of the components that you need, you simply go to the OpenLM server and install it. Now, just to understand what we're looking at, if you remember, the OpenLM broker is on a license server, and the OpenLM core, the OpenLM server, is on just on a network server. So this black window here, this will be my OpenLM server machine. This one, the blue one here, this is my license server. It has Autodesk License Manager. It distributes licenses for AutoCAD and such. So just so you know where you are at each point. So let's go to the black one, the OpenLM server machine, and simply double click the server installation. So just click next, agree. Of course, you gotta read that. No, not really. Agree, and then you select your folder, and next. And that's just about it until it asks for your license file. Now, it takes about, let's say, 30 seconds to 1 minute to install the OpenLM server. When then it will just ask you for a license file, where if you have a license file already supplied by our sales team, then you just can upload that into the installer. But if you don't, you can just fill in your details, and then you'll just get it from the internet. The installer will connect to the internet and get it from there. But in any case, sorry about that. If you have any questions during the presentation, then just click on the questions box. You can just go ahead and ask. The GoToWebinar tool has a little chat box that you can ask. So here it finished installing, but it's not sure about my licensing. So do I want OpenLM Lite, the free version, 1 vendor, 50 users, or do I want the evaluation? Now, let's start evaluation, but I do have a license. So I have an OpenLM license file. I'll choose a license file. This is it, the site license. Open and next. But if I did not have a license file, I will just fill in all the details here, and that's it. I will get it from the internet. So let's click next. Now you'll probably be asked to approve some permissions, and that's it. Now don't configure now. Let's save that. Close the application, close the installer. Now let's move on to our license server, meaning that we got a license server we need to install the OpenLM Broker on. Just now we installed the OpenLM core, so let's go and install the broker on the license manager. So again, just double click. Now I already have an OpenLM Broker on this machine, so I'll install a new instance because this is a license manager being used by all of OpenLM. So of course you gotta read all that, agree, next, and choose the path, next, and it will take maybe 10-20 seconds and everything should be configured, should be installed. All is left is to be configured. So that's it. It's done. What do we need to do now? Well, we installed the broker, but we didn't configure it. So let's configure it. Simply go to your programs, go to OpenLM and OpenLM Broker. So OpenLM Broker 2 configuration tool, because I have the second broker on this machine. If you have the first, it will look like this, Broker configuration tool. So this is the configuration form of the OpenLM Broker. Now, you see what it did there? It automatically tried to configure all the license managers I had there. So it found two. It found a port 600, which is a FlexLM one, and port 810, another FlexLM one. I know that this is MATLAB and this is Autodesk. So what happens if it's not recognizing it automatically? Then you'll simply need to go here, click Add Port, and then you can add your own port. If it's LS Dyna, if it's LMX, if it's Green Hills, whatever. For now, let's delete that and see what it found. So I'm going to go over all these commands here to show you what the broker actually does. So first of all, the broker, it watches the license file. Now, what is this license file? This is a vendor supplied license file. It says that I have a package of this feature. I've got one license from it, and these are the components of the package. I've got another increment of one license, permanent. So what does OpenLM get from here? It gets the expiry date, it gets how many features you have, how many features inside of packages, which packages you have, which versions, and so on. So make sure that if you are using a license file with your vendor, make sure that it's configured. You can set the path manually if you want, or have it pre-configured. In any case, watch options file every 300 seconds to see if there were any changes. Now, moving on to the commands right here. We were in the port, now we're in the commands. The path is the path to the LM util. Now, what is LM util? Why do I need to know that? Well, the broker uses a component of FlexLM. It kind of hijacks it to use it for its own good. So what does it hijack? Let me show you. A file called LM util. This way it's able to get the license information from the license manager. So this LMutil is located in C, Autodesk, and I just wrote it down here in the path, clicked update, and it updated everything accordingly. If you see this pointing to an OpenLM folder, then that's bad. You should change it to use your own LMutil, LMXutil, DSLeakServe. Doesn't matter. It depends which server type you're working with. So we got the data inquiry, status, the reread, remove license, start, stop. Pretty self-explanatory. Like, this is the status of the server. I see it's up. This is the data inquiry, all the data, who is using, when they're using, and all that. Reread, meaning reread the license manager. Remove license, start, stop. All these are commands that you can execute from the interface of OpenLM. So, log files. Under log files, you can add log file. And this is a debug log. Debug log. What does a debug log hold? A debug log holds all your denials. It holds who took out a license, who put back the license. It holds every activity and error of the license manager. So OpenLM also monitors that instead of only getting the information from here, where we can get, okay, you got one license from this feature, this guy is using, this guy is using, and so on. We can also validate it with the debug log. So OpenLM system validates information between the debug log and the license status. Besides that, it gets all the denials, meaning that if you don't have a debug log configured, you won't get denials in OpenLM. So if like, oh, I don't know why I'm not seeing any denials in the denials report, well, maybe you don't have a broker, and if you do, maybe you don't have the log file configured. Now on to vendors. You can click here and then add vendor, and this is a vendor for the options file. So default options file, I can go to the path and choose an options file. So I'll go to Autodesk, Network License Manager, and I'll choose the options file. Watch options file every 600 seconds. Then that's it. Just apply, restart broker, and you're done. The only thing that we have left now, because we configured the host name. Inside it, we configured the license managers within each port. Inside it, we configured the debug log, the license output, the license file, and also the options file. But we didn't tell the broker where to send the data, because the OpenLM servers here is empty. So add OpenLM server. And now we got to point it to the right machine. So if this is my license manager, my license server, this is my OpenLM server. So Win10 demo. I need to fill that in right here. So it's Win10 demo. It's this machine, the OpenLM server machine. Okay, so all I need to do is simply click apply, restart, and that's it. It's all done. It's getting information from the license manager and sending information to Win10 demo, sorry. Now we can move on from the license server and go back to the OpenLM server. Now, in order to open the interface of OpenLM, you simply go to your applications. You open up, you go to OpenLM and OpenLM user interface. Now, I've got two red lines right here corresponding with the ports that I created. Meaning that I can, if I simply click approve, I can configure a new license server with ease. So I clicked approve on 600 here, and this is Autodesk applications. This is an Autodesk vendor port. So I click save, and you see it here. This one as well, I'll approve, and this is a MATLAB one. This is MATLAB. Now, we don't see any quantity, we don't see anything. It even has an exclamation mark right here. What do we need to do? Well, we just need to restart the OpenLM Server service. So you go to Services, and you restart OpenLM Server. Now the restart of OpenLM Server will, let's say, kick it in gear, and it will start compiling all the information coming from the broker. Now it will compile it automatically. It will configure it automatically. Now you see that now it is red and it says not configured because it takes anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes for this to be initially configured. So if you install everything and you do everything right, but you see it's not configured or there's something wrong here, then know that it takes a while. Okay, so that's just about it. But what if I want to set up monitoring without the broker? Let's say that this OpenLM Broker right here, let's say that I'm not able to access the license server. I'm not able to install anything on the license server. I'm not permitted to. So you can also access the the license manager directly using the OpenLM Broker. So let's see. Configure OpenLM Server. Now I've got these two already configured, so I'll simply need to add one. Now I'll call it ArcGIS. I believe it's there. And I'll give their host name. I'll select the correct time zone and then the host name. So host name Win10B, I think, 710. I think I have something there. Now, this is the important part. If this is set, OpenLM Server remotely queries License Manager. That means that you're not using a broker. If this is off, means I am using a broker. Not using a broker, am using a broker. Now, if I'm not using a broker, I want to bypass the broker, or I didn't install it, I have this set, apply, restart, that's it. But if I do have a broker and I want to configure it like that, manually, so I need to make sure that this is off, because it will bypass the broker. And I need to make sure that the read license file is set if I have a license file configured. Now, what is the license file? Let's open up the broker once more and take a look at it. Now, if you go to the port, open advanced, we see the license file path. This is the license file. To remind you, this gives us the expiration date, the packages, the increments, and how many licenses we have generally. So if you do have that license file configured there, then read license file must be checked. If you don't have a license file there, this must be unchecked, right? So let's set it at that, click apply, and restart now. Once we restart, it restarts the OpenLM Server service. Then we will be able to restart the interface. And that's it. You see Autodesk, you see MATLAB, we see the quantity. No one is using right now. I have start, stop, reread control and everything. And this is still being configured. As I said, it takes between 2 to 5 minutes to configure itself initially. Now, what else can we do? Well, let's take a look at the active agent. Now, let's say I am on my machine. I'm going now to my machine, my workstation. Going back to it, I have an active agent right here, an agent, and I want to install it on this workstation. This is my workstation. As I said, if you remember, the OpenLM agent goes on the workstations, while the OpenLM broker goes on the license server. So let's take a look at what the agent gives you with the core product and how to configure it. Okay, so now I'm an engineer. I am not an admin. I don't know what is OpenLM even. I'm an engineer. I come to work and that's it. I use AutoCAD. So the admin installed on my machine the OpenLM agent. Now the OpenLM agent, again, it can be installed like this, just agree, next, 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 and that's it. Or it can be installed using a script. You just have a batch file, you run the batch file, and that's it, the silent installation. It will install it in the background and the user will not even know it's being installed. So, okay, of course you gotta read all that, agree, click next, and this finds which applications you have on your workstation. So it found ArcGIS, it found AutoCAD. Okay, click next. I don't want the app manager right now, so click next, and next, next. That's it. So it will take a few seconds for it to install. Now once it finished, we'll need to tell it where to point the data to. Because now we install the OpenLM agent on my machine. Okay, but where is it going to point the data? It needs to send the data somewhere. So it sends it to Win10 demo. This is the OpenLM Server machine. So we need to change here OpenLM Server. It will be Win10 demo. Now this was opened after I finished installing the agent, but it will not open if I install it silently, of course. So I change it to the correct OpenLM Server. I'll check connectivity, and now it's connected. Click Apply. And that's it. Everything is configured. We install the OpenLM Server on this machine. We install the OpenLM Broker on my license server machine. We install the OpenLM Agent on my workstation. And now let's see what the agent can actually give you when used within the core product without any extensions. So let me just change it to another demo, a demo system, which has more information, and it enables me to show you exactly what I mean. So what can the agent do without any extensions? Without any extension means that if you have an OpenLM system that is under evaluation, or maybe you purchased, I don't know, Enterprise, Pro, Academic, whatever, and you only got the core product, you don't have any extensions, or you don't have the active agent extension, doesn't matter. You can go now, download it, install it on, roll it out on the workstations, and just start working and get these two benefits. First of all, the user, now I'm an engineer now, the user will be able to see license usage information. So he clicks here, license usage information, and as an end user, I see that ArcGIS has 15 licenses and 3 are used. I have 12 that I can that are available to me. And if I click on it, I can even see who is using, when they started, and where they're using it from. Now the second thing that it gives you, besides this, which it's pretty great, it allows users to pretty much handle the license deficiencies themselves. You can just go in and see, I want ArcGIS, but oh, Shirley is using it. I'll call her up. The second thing that the agent gives you is the ability to actually notify end users when a license they were denied from is available. Meaning that you're an end user, you're an engineer, and you tried to get a license, but you got denied. So you'll try to get the license again and again and again and again with no luck. So instead of just trying to get the license again and again and again and actually not doing anything, as an engineer, I can trust the OpenLM agent to just tell me when that license is available. And I'll just know, oh, that license becomes available because the agent will tell me so. So I'll know, the agent will tell me, oh, remember that license you got denied from? Well, now there's a free license. Try and get that. So that's just about it. That's what the core agent does. This is how to configure it. You've seen it's very, very simple. All our installation processes are fairly simple, just a click next installation in a certain installer, and that's just about it. They can also be, of course, rolled out, meaning that you have 1,000 users. You're not going to roll out 1,000 agents. No, you're going to use a group policy GPO. You're going to use Windows with its SCCM rollout. You're going to find your way to roll out the agent, and you can also silently install it. You don't need to actually manually install it on each one. You can just roll it out. Now that's it. It has been about 30 minutes. And within that half an hour, we were able to install an entire system of OpenLM core. We installed the server, we installed the broker, we installed the agent. Now, of course, that you'll have more license servers, you'll install more brokers than that, but again, it's pretty much the same thing. It's the same thing repeated. And that's it. So if you have any questions about what you've seen, about OpenLM, about the configurations of OpenLM, even about the core product, you feel free, just ask. Use the GoToWebinar questions box. There's also a questions box and also a chat box. You can use either one to ask a question. I'll stay here for a few minutes more to see if you have any questions. If you do, we'll discuss them. We'll have a short Q&A session. But if not, if you can't think of anything, but later on you do think of something that you want to ask, then let me show you the channels that you can contact us with. So let's go to the OpenLM website. And first of all, of course, that you can send us an email to support@openlm.com or sales@openlm.com, depends what you need. You can also click here on the right, chat with a sales engineer. Now this also gets to support. So if you click on it, it will open up a chat prompt. You'll need to select what you need, which language, and then you'll start chat. Now this chat rings across all our offices, across all over the world, so someone will answer you. You will get quick answers. Now you can also click Contact Us and choose one of the countries. Just call us up to one of our centers, and we'll be happy to help you. We'll be happy to assist and answer any question you need. And that's it. These are like the best ways to contact us. I recommend using the chat. It's the fastest way. That's it. So thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you all. I hope it was informative. I hope it wasn't overbearing because it is technical stuff. It is configuration. I know it can be a bit much. I try to make it as light as possible and as interesting as possible. So Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for a few minutes more to see if you have anything to ask. To the rest of you, thanks very much. Bye, guys. Yes, this is recorded and it will be sent to you. Now, you can get it right now if you go to the OpenLM website. Now you can simply go to bundle, write in bundle, just search for it. There's the OpenLM tutorial bundle. Now here you can view all our webinars. You scroll down, you see it here, recorded webinars. So you can pretty much view this webinar made a few weeks ago. You can view other webinars like how to harvest licenses, the reports workshop, let's configure OpenLM, which is the same one. So you're welcome to also use that. You can get our webinars. You can also search for webinars. You'll also find that. I can provide links, no problem. Once the session is over, it will move on to marketing. And marketing there just sends out all the information it sees in the questions. It sends out recordings. So yeah, you'll get it. It will first need to finish compiling first. Oh, you're welcome, Tristan. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. If you have more questions, let us know. We'll be happy to help. Bye.